So when I decided to scale my business and bring on the help of a team, I quickly realized that the value that I was now able to offer was worth more than what I was currently offering with my solo pricing. Not to mention, I now was responsible for paying these team members, so I needed to make a little more to make sure that I could sustain the entire business and the entire team. So we got to work and we created some different packages at different prices, but I also got really clear on my baseline pricing, and that was the amount that I was willing to accept for any job that my team completed. So any client that was to come in, there was a baseline, basically a lowest rate that I was not willing to go beneath. And I decided that $1,500 a month for any of our service-based clients was going to be the lowest that we would be able to offer services for when it came to working with my team on a consistent monthly basis. Now, this made things much easier on me. And the reason is because once I decided on my baseline pricing, I put those prices directly on my website. So where you saw my services page, for each of the different packages that I offer, you would see a starting at price. So starting at for basic social media management monthly would be starting at $1,500. There's a bigger package starting at $2,500. So the reason that I listed my prices, and I know some people will not want to do this, but my reason was simple. I wanted to save myself the time and the energy and the effort of jumping on calls with people who just had no clue how much it costs to work with us, how much the investment would be, and didn't have the budget. What I wanted to do was allow people to qualify or disqualify themselves from being able to work with our team. Now, that's not to be rude. It's not to say, well, I'm sorry, you can't afford it. We did have other options like one-on-one strategy sessions, consulting, things like that on a one-off sort of basis. And of course, there are plenty of other people out there that could offer what they needed and not charge the same baseline prices as us. But that was what I needed to do for my business. And it just saved me a lot of time from having to hop on calls that halfway through they say, oh, I thought it was going to be half that, or I only have $300 a month to spend. It's just a lot of time and energy to book a call, to hop on a call, to start asking those questions, and only to find out that someone doesn't have that in their budget to spend at that point. And so both of you have sort of wasted a lot of time. This also eliminated sticker shock when we get off a discovery call with a potential client and then send over a proposal. They weren't shocked at all because they've already seen on my website and those services that I've shown them that this was the starting at price. So they had a ballpark range and they'd already qualified themselves that they could spend that much on their social media services before they ever hopped on the phone with me. So my suggestion is to find a way to qualify your potential clients before you really spend a lot of time investing in solving their problems, figuring out, putting together custom packages. If they have no idea how much it's going to cost at the end, you run the risk of both of you losing a lot of time discussing something that was never going to happen in the first place. So I know some of you will say, well, I don't want to set a baseline pricing, but what you can do is say, contact us for a general pricing list or to find out. So add a step into the process before you put them on a discovery call through an email. Just send them a PDF or send them to a password protected site that gives them more info on your pricing. It saves people on the other side too. It's not just about wasting your time, it's about wasting someone else's time who's desperately searching for someone to do this service for them and then finding out after spending 30 minutes total of like back and forth emails and jumping on a call that they can't even slightly afford what it is that it's going to cost to work with you. So that is my suggestion as far as going and listing your prices on your website. Now, at the end of all of that, you can still offer lower cost options. You can still offer, like I said, we did one-on-one consulting or built out strategies kind of done with you versus done for you, which can be a little easier on the budget for some small business owners. You can also offer digital products or online courses, resources, things for the DIY, the person who just wants to learn how to do it and execute it or give it to a member of our team. There are lots of ways to work with people, but remember that when you're doing done for you services, and especially if you have a team helping you, pricing should reflect the value that you're saving. It's so much more than the time you're spending as an expert doing the work. It's about all the time you're saving someone else, the time that you have to spend learning how and adapting to the changes of social media. But anyway, the point is, no matter how you decide to qualify individuals who are looking to potentially work with you, this is going to save you a ton of time. It's going to save everybody in the long run, and hopefully it will get much better, higher quality leads through your inbox and onto your discovery calls. So over to you. How do you feel about listing your prices on your website or qualifying your leads before you hop on a call? Is that something you've ever thought about before? Is it something that you're doing already? I would love to hear more about it, so you can leave me a comment and we can chat.